Hey, how's it going, everyone? Welcome back, and today we're going to be breaking down my track Conjure. To start off, we're just going to go over what's on the master chain. If you saw from my last video, I don't do too much usually. Just take out the sub from the side signal, and then I have a G-clip on here to clip the signal, make sure it doesn't go over 0 dB. And with everything clipping together, it sounds a lot more glued together as well. And then the rest is just metering here. Now we're going to go over the intro drums. Looks like this is all ivory samples except for the crash here. So, kick and snare, I just have a transient shaper on here to add more attack to it. Alright, and same for the snare. Yeah, you can just hear it adds more punch to the drums, and I like it cutting through the mix because I mix very loud. Then we got a crash coming in, a reverse crash into a regular crash. Looks like I just did some EQ work, took out some harsh frequencies and took out the lows. And there's a delay on that too. Then we got the closed hats and the open hat here. This is just a simple trap rhythm. Not really anything too crazy. Just added a transient shaper to make this cut through the mix a little bit more as well, as you can see here. And then I took out the lows, and then above 18K I took out as well. I've went over this a million times in my videos. 18K to 20K is usually taken out with encoders anyways, and I don't really like how it sounds, to be honest, so I take it out of all of my songs. So, and then I did the same with the open hat as well. Now on to the actual intro. I believe it just fades in with like a volume automation and then some reverb probably. Oh yeah, and an auto filter. Then how I made this sound, or actually I didn't actually make the initial sound, but I just grabbed a preset from Analog Lab. If you haven't seen this, it's really nice. Bunch of analog emulations, and they got all kinds of stuff. Honestly, I use it in a lot of my tracks just because it's convenient. This kind of has like a sampler type of sound to it with the synth. It's playing a sample, and then you can see when it's going up in pitch, it's playing the sample faster, so that's how you kind of get those weird stutters here. That's why I like that. Break down this sound. Guess we'll just turn these off. Just start out with an auto filter to take out the highs, and then I did this actually to bring them back up as well in a clean way. If you haven't seen my video on Inspect Comp, it's basically an OTT with 2,000 bands, and it sounds a lot more clean, I can tell you that for sure. And then we have Enhance. This is actually just a preset I got for multiband. Basically, it kind of reminds me of OTT. If I'm not mistaken, it is OTT. But I used it a lot more parallel because it's drove up 20 dB. So I just have this set to 5%, adds a little bit more presence. Then Ozone Clarity, if you're not familiar with this, basically it emulates the pink noise curve. So basically keeps the frequency really clean. Now I did this, I used the mid-side all-purpose preset on this. Basically it splits the mid and side, the different, like there's an ozone clarity on the mid and the side, so it'll keep them both really clean. So I do that a lot on all my sounds. Took out some lows, it looks like, and some highs once again. Took out lows again. Then delay. That's how you get that really big sound there. with the delay here. And then I believe this is a reverb. That's just for a reverb throw that comes later. And then here's the actual reverb. I'm not quite sure why I didn't put this at the end, but yeah, that's where it's at. And then this is my Mage MS cut rack. If you're not familiar with it, basically you can check the mid and side signal. If you're on headphones, you can hear that pretty well. And then anything below 100 hertz gets put into mono. Cuts out 18 to 20K once again. And then it looks like I took out some of the mids because they were abrasive. And that's how you end up with that final sound. I think the reason I took out so many highs during this chain is because there's like a weird like clicky sound with the sample when I used it. So you can still kind of hear it, but it took it out. Took out like a lot of it. So then Redux is just for the transition here. You'll hear it here. That transitions into the build up. Then I just have a respace. I'm not going to go over this. A million videos on this. You can just look one up. And then now we just got a like cheesy 80s lead. You'll hear me use stuff like this in a lot of my songs just because I love 80s and like synthwave music. I used to make it a lot. Just another preset from Analog Lab. Looks like some inspect comp, bring it up. Take out the low end because you can hear that weird like metallic sound at the low. More lows taken out. Oh yeah, okay. And then this is Ozone 11 Dynamic EQ. If you're not familiar with it, basically these EQs, I can set it to where if a frequency hits a certain threshold, it'll bring it down. So you can see here. Super useful because with like regular EQs, if you just have something set to like -3 dB, it'll always be taking out -3 dB. But say like the sound is only like harsh for like 1 second, you don't want it to be taking out -3 dB of that harsh sound the whole time, because it's not harsh the whole time. It's only harsh for that 1 second. So it's really good to keep your sound clean without like affecting all of it. Like say like I was saying in the example, like 1 second's harsh and the rest is fine. You want to make sure the fine still sounds full as well. All right, and just some simple effects. I use a sweep in virtually everything. Took out lows, took out some of the harsh highs. Did some Ozone Dynamic EQ on 8K as well. Sub has no effects on it as well. This is just a sub drop. It's one of my risers. Yeah, I just took out 18 to 20K. And I believe that covers everything on this. And now we're finally into the build up here. So this is actually one of my snares. It looks like, and then yeah, I just have a auto filter going up in frequency throughout this, and then I have a transient shaper, added more attack to it, and then I added the pump because it kind of had like a weird boxy low end, so that kind of took out a lot of it. And then this frequency shifter, it'll start going up in pitch here. I like frequency shifting a lot more for making snares go up, just because it sounds a lot cleaner compared to just like, say like you consolidate this, then make it go up like by like 12 semitones. I think it sounds much cleaner just to do the frequency shifter. And it looks like I did some high-end cut right here as well. Probably just some harshness here. And then, oh, I forgot about this as well. I also have the a high pass coming up as this rises. Just kind of adds to the tension, and you want a lot of the low end taken out before the drop hits, so the sub hits really hard. And when it comes out of the, I guess the intro here. Kind of just chills for a second, lets this synth play out, and then it'll raise back up into the build. And then I made this sound. I actually made it rise in pitch. So I just froze this and then put it here, and then I made it go up by 12 semitones. How you can do this, go to your warp mode. I set it to complex usually, and then if you go press the envelopes right here, you press clip, and then you go to transposition, and you can see I put it up 12 semitones, and that's how you get this sound. So that sounds pretty cool. Then I have my basses finally sneaking in here. Don't pay attention to all this right now, just pay attention to this. I'll go over everything after this. Yeah, basically just a low pass that's taking out everything, and then it's coming back up before the drop hits. Oh yeah, and then I have a bass clef easy washout. Basically just washes out the sound right before the drop, so take out the lows and stuff. All right, and then I forgot about this as well. With the risers, I actually turned it kind of like into like a what's the word? It's kind of like a wheel on like a DJ deck. If you wheel the track. So how you do this? It's really simple. I just have a echo on here. So make sure you have the echo only on for where you want to be wheeled. And then I have the parameters set to a time, and then make sure they're both linked, the left and right. And then what you're going to do is actually automate from 1 millisecond all the way to the max, and you get this sound. So that sounds pretty cool. Then after that, I have just a simple riser coming in, lows taken out, 18K to 20K taken out. And also the vocal hits here. The vocal starts to hit and rise as well. Turn up the bass! Same technique as my synth down here. I just had it go up an octave. Turn up the bass! Yeah, so this is just a sample from Virtual Riot. Looks like all I did was add some OTT. And then, yeah, I guess I took away a lot of the downwards compression. So yeah, had the time set all the way so it's more dynamic, and then as you can see, when you turn down the downward, it raises up the sound. So 39 sounded good to me, 39%. Took out the lows, got the bass clef easy wash on that as well. I think that covers everything besides the risers. Basically, all of these are going to be identical. A lot of these I didn't even do any EQ work on it because it was already good. And then, yeah, just took out harshness and all the sounds. You see me do that a lot. I think that covers the whole build up now. And then it goes into it was like a impact sound that I like put some effects on forever ago. I think all I did was just add an inspect comp to this impact, and it just added more presence. So I use it a lot in my tracks. And you got that. Then here's my tag. I think I literally just got this sample from like an AI voice generator. Yeah, voice maker. Yeah. If you've never heard of it, it's awesome. And then, yeah, just add some drive to add some distortion to it. I think I just did that more to add volume. I'm curious what it sounded like before. All resonator to kind of give it like that, like robot sound almost. Yeah, I got it set to the note of the song. And then got some inspect comp, bringing up the highs and stuff once again, adding more presence. Then a reverb throw. This is my mage washout. Basically, all it is, it brings up the reverb and also brings up the high pass, so it takes out the lows. And now we're finally here to the drop. Oh, there is a lot to break down here. More just the effects are just all over the place. So this is what it sounded like before. Yeah, I think these are all just, yeah, these are all bass glitch samples from Masco. See, you can hear it has like no like presence at all. So it looks like the first thing I did, actually, not what you'd expect. I used a spectral gate to take out some of the highs. It really didn't do too much on that one. You can see the sounds that were taken out. It's not much, but it just kind of takes out some of that noise. How I don't want my sounds. And then we have the kilohertz distortion. If you don't use this distortion, it's so good. So good. I use it on virtually everything. It adds so much presence so quick. Then we got a dynamic tube. Basically, if I'm not mistaken, this is just bias distortion, and I have it like parallel. So what I like about it is it adds a lot more presence to the low mids. So you'll see me do that a lot for that reason. And then you got inspect comp as always. Enhance again, basically that OTT that I use parallel. That's really loud. Dynamic tube once again. Now you can hear it's getting like really harsh, but this is where I start doing a lot of cleanup. Yeah, this sound was all over the place, it looks like. Yeah, usually I don't have to do all this now. I think it's just where a lot of times you should EQ before doing a lot of distortion and stuff, and make sure the low end and stuff sounds really clean. This sound I didn't do that, so that's how you kind of ended up with this. But yeah, just taking out a lot of frequencies, as you can see. I think it sounds good though. It just usually I don't have to put that much on there. So then we got the Mage MS cut rack, taking out stub and the side signal once again, just to make sure from over here. One thing you'll find out with sounds that get this loud, even if you cut out the sides, you're going to have to cut it out twice because the sound is so compressed and so distorted. It's not taking out everything because it's so loud. And then, yeah, 18K to 20K taken out as always. That kind of breaks it down, but yeah, you'll see with all my sound design on this, I just use like the bass glitch samples, and then I'll stretch them out a lot and just see what happens. Yeah, I'm trying to remember how this sound initially sounded. Yeah, I just pitched this down like by an octave, and you kind of got that weird like stutter. And then same for here. This was just me throwing shit at the wall, honestly. I worked on this for a long time. That kind of goes over the drop there. I guess I will go over this. This actually, let me see. Yeah, it's the frequency splitter. My buddy Malware has a pretty cool rack. I can't even see the whole name, so I'm not exactly sure what it's called. But basically, it splits the low end and the mids and highs. So just the low ends together, and then the mids and highs are together. So you can frequency shift just the mids and highs, so you don't destroy your sub. So I just shifted up 300 hertz, and this is what it sounded like before and after. So it kind of just made it like have like a different vowel to it, basically. But yeah, that's why I did that. Then the rest of this is just like filler. Nothing too much. Looks like I don't even have this on. Yeah, I put a reduce ambience on this. If you're not familiar, it's kind of like a gate. I guess is what it'd be. Yeah. Yeah, it makes it a lot more dynamic. Like this right here probably gets taken out if I'm not mistaken. So that's why I do reduce ambience a lot. Probably the same with this sound. Yeah, reduce ambience. All this stuff is just really in the background. You can't really hear it. It's more felt. Yeah, you can hear this one the most for sure. This sound right here. But yeah, just the lows taken out, and then 18 to 20K as always. I think I just stretched out my same riser. Yeah, that's exactly what I did. I just times it by 2, this one, and then put on the complex mode. Then I think that got washed out by something. Yeah, it got washed out by reverb building up. So I did that to the drop as well. I think that's this rack that I did. Yeah, so I just like a simple reverb sweep here. Yeah, I just kind of prioritized the low mids here, as you can see with the EQ, and then just drowned it out, and then it kind of makes for a nice transition back into the intro. I'll have to go back over that. Everything's the same in this track, in the breakdown, as well as the intro. It's the exact same thing. Then we go back up to the build. It's the exact same as well. Oh, I guess I didn't go over the drums of the drop. Okay. Yeah, this is very important. These are loud. So looks like with this is actually my kicks. Here's what it sounded like before. Sounded nice and clean, and then I knew this track was going to be really loud, so I just compressed it to shit. This is that same enhanced preset, basically just a really, really blown out OTT preset that I used in parallel. Then I added some pump and some attack. It kind of sounds weird on its own because it's got that weird sound, but in context, it sounds really good. And then finally, we have the snare. Another one of my snares as well. Looks like I put on a transient shaper. Just added a fuck ton of attack to it, and then did some EQ work. And then I actually ring modded it to from this metallic part here, so it'll make room for the metallic part in the signal. Yeah, if you're not familiar with ring mod sidechaining, that's actually how I sidechain my synthesizers as well. So basically what you do is you sidechain your kick and clap to it, and then if you go to your ring mod, this is just a Kilohertz ring mod. It's completely free if I'm not mistaken. Just throw your bias all the way up, your rectify all the way down, and then make sure your modulator is set to input so it takes the kick and the clap, or kick and snare, whatever you use. And then I just have a shaper box set up as well. So it makes it really, really crunchy when you do just the Kilohertz ring mod. So I make sure to do a shaper box after. Yeah, definitely check out Nest Acoustics video on the ring mod sidechain. His video is really good. He's kind of like the one that showed me it basically. So check out his video and he'll better explain what's happening. But yep, that's what I did with the snare as well, so it made more room. And then this is just like a tonal layer from NASCO. So see, I just took out the lows. I didn't really do too much to it. And then at the second part of the drop here when it goes up with the frequency shifter on the basses. I also put the pitch of the tonal part up as well. Kind of just adds more energy. So that's how I got that. And then, okay, finally we're on to the second drop that I made as well. Basically the same thing. I just had it come up with the build here, and then this is what the drop sounds like. It's the exact same effects, so I don't have to go back over the effects again. Yeah, the exact same process. Looks like I just used tones mode on all of these and just stretch it out by ×2. And then, yeah, we get that. Looks like I didn't stretch this one. Oh yeah, that was just like a weird startery part that I found in one of his samples, so I just left it. Yeah, that's probably my favorite part right there, but yeah, that's just literally just a sample stretched to hell, and a lot of trial and error, and this is like what the final result was. And also I have one of his growls go through it as well. I don't even think I had to, yeah, I didn't even stretch that out. But yeah, that basically covers everything, guys. Yeah, I used the same background layers, same riser for the outro. Basically, the outro is just the same reverb throw that I did to go back into the breakdown. So, I believe that covers everything. Oh yeah, and I have a redux that comes in for the very end as well. But yeah, I think that covers everything, guys. If you have any questions on anything I did, please let me know. I'll be doing breakdowns on every single track I make, for the most part, as long as I can. So, but yep, just stay tuned for more by liking and subscribing. It really, really helps me out so I can continue doing this. And I'll see you all again soon.